Well, thanks for watching Numbskull News. This is not the video I wanted to make, but I think I need to make it. Now, it may say on the title of the video, the Big 12 recruits with SEC. It doesn't. That was clickbait. That was BS. But I wanted to do that because there is clickbait going on, and it's coming from Locked On Big 12. I'm kind of done with it. I apologize for clickbaiting the hell out of y'all. In truth, I didn't know what the hell to call this video. So, so I decided, hey, let's go with some clickbait. It works for Locked On Big 12. Might as well. Now, when Drake Toll took that over, I was like, hey, seems like it's an entertaining kid. Kind of funny. Does a decent job here. He's engaging. So, I'm cool with it. And I've had very little interaction with Mr. Toll. A couple things on Twitter. That's about it. And I don't expect anything. By the way, I don't. Anyway, so I watch his stuff now and again. And I just so happen to run across what I believe to be probably the biggest piece of shit video I've seen on the Big 12. He brought in some kind of locked on recruiter guy from Florida who, boy, he's got some opinions that are really stupid. And what does Drake Toll do? He just sits there like a bump on a log. Let's not do any journalism. Let's don't ask any questions. Let's don't have any kind of pushback on some of the dumb shit that this guy's saying. But instead of just me talking about it, let me show you what I'm talking about.
Brian, the Big Ten, the SEC, first and foremost, is there, and as I do shows back and forth this offseason of how the Big 12 stays alive and what is the future of the Big 12 and is it positive or negative, one thing that is ever prevalent is 4- and 5-star kids that say SEC. The goal is to play in the SEC. And I think the Big Ten is getting to that level. How do you see it, especially in comparison to where the Big 12 sits?
Those two are so far apart from the Big 12, it's not even a discussion point.
Wow.
It's not. The Big 12.
Now, if you notice how he holds his fingers, the little thing like this, that's the sign of a real arrogant jackass. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Is a complete afterthought. I have not heard one kid talk about playing in the Big 12 this year. Not one. And I go,
nothing like first-person evidence, right? I haven't heard it. Okay, you haven't. Okay.
Go to 7-on-7 and camps, Under Armour camps, you name it, not one. So that pretty well narrows it down.
Is that a new trend with Texas and Oklahoma gone from the conference?
100%. Those two carried the water, and all the other fans, other schools can get mad for me saying that. It's fact. And it's because cachet is everything. Your brand name is everything. People can throw things at their computer screens all they want. It's still true. I wish it wasn't, because like when I was growing up, it was fun for me to watch some of those games. Like Texas, everybody circled on a calendar.
Yep.
And I get it. Who are you circling now if you're in the Big 12?
You're circling everybody, dipshit. You're circling everybody. It's parody. This guy doesn't. Now, here I will give him this jackass a slight pass. As far as Big 12 recruiting, as far as this current cropping, the 16 teams, none of these 16 teams have ever competed for recruits with Alabama, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan. We can't out-recruit those guys. We're not stealing 4 and 5 stars from those guys. That's never been the case. Ever. Just wanted to put that out. This is not new information.
Like if you're a recruit going in and you're going to Texas Tech, you're going to circle the Sooners and the Horns. Who are you circling now? I mean, seriously. So I'm not picking on, like, Utah's really good. That's one of the best coach teams in college football. There's a handful of teams like that. You need to circle them, but they don't have the same cachet. It hurts the brand of the league. It makes it harder for them to get anybody into the playoff. And ultimately, this thing they call money tends to go away when you don't have those big name schools because advertisers want programs with massive fan bases that are rabid. Texas and Oklahoma have nutty fan bases.
Yeah.
Not that some others don't, but those two just dwarf everybody else in the Big 12. So I think there's a problem, and I don't think it's fixable. At some point, either the Big 12 gets dissolved or they got to add somebody back from the SEC. Something like that has to happen because the numbers financially are going to get really, really difficult to overcome.
I hear a lot SEC chant. The kid wants to play in the SEC. When I was in high school, I had buddies.
Okay. I think we'll leave it that. We'll leave it there. Well, in light of certain new information that has just come out today, this is Thursday, the 13th of June. To quote the great Alanis Morissette, isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic that a private equity firm wants to purchase a piece of the Big 12 for $1 billion? That apparently several huge corporations are in a bidding war for naming rights to the Big 12. See, this guy doesn't know shit. Shit. Now, I understand when this dumbass was talking, these things hadn't come to the public view yet, right? We didn't know about this stuff. He didn't know about this stuff. But that's the problem. He's talking out of his ass. And Drake Toll was just sitting there, letting this guy flap his gums about how worthless and shitty, and I guess you're just going to have to dissolve the conference kind of guy. And not asking him, hey, dude, didn't the Big 12, after the announcement of Texas and OU leaving, and after we replaced them with 4 G5 schools, somehow we got a media rights deal worth more money? Isn't that kind of strange? I mean, why would that happen? Why would that happen? He didn't bother asking that. We knew that a couple of days ago, because that's been the case for a couple of years now. It drives me up the wall. It's like, why have the guy on? I'm not saying be disrespectful. I'm not saying being rude. Now, maybe I would have been, because I would have heard that and said, well, number one, dude, get your hands out of the fucking screen. All right, you arrogant prick. You don't know shit. And then I would explain it to him, and I'd let him go ahead and click off, because that's exactly what he would do, because he's got nothing to fight back with. Well, I mean, you telling me you could recruit with the SEC? No, I'm not. We can't recruit with the Big Ten either. Now, not all of the Big Ten, not all of the SEC. The top schools, the Blue Bloods, we can't out-recruit them. Absolutely not. But Drake Toll, I don't expect him to carry the water for the Big 12. I don't expect him to kiss Brett Yormark's ass every chance he gets. I expect him to do his freaking job breaking down the Big 12 without all the clickbait bullshit. And I expect him to ask questions when he interviews somebody who's saying dumb shit. All right? Unless that's just what Drake Toll believes. He thinks this guy's spot on. Well, apparently Drake Toll then doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And he doesn't know jack shit. He's just up there flapping his gums because he gets paid to. I don't get paid to do this. I'm a micro channel. I'm nobody. All right? But what I will do, and I got Big 12 biases. I'm a Big 12 fan. But I always tell the truth about the Big 12. The honest truth. What did I just say? We can't out-recruit the top dogs in the SEC, in the Big 10. We can out-recruit Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt's not a threat to win a title or anything. We can out-recruit Purdue or Northwestern, but they're not a threat either. The Blue Bloods. I mean, none of these current 16 teams in the Big 12 have ever out-recruited any of those Blue Bloods. Maybe once in a while you steal a 3 or 4 star. God forbid a 5-star once in a great while. But none of these. I mean, go look at all the grades. Go look at the recruiting classes over the last however many years of all the Big 12 teams. And what you know what you're going to find? There's not a lot of 5 stars. There's not a lot of 4 stars. That's always been the case. And I will admit that. I'll also admit we're not going to catch the Big 10 or the SEC in revenue or the number of championships. You see that? You could tell the truth about the Big 12. We're a mid-major conference. But we have a lot of value. We have a lot of potential. We have a high ceiling. Now, maybe that's being a homer. But when I see a private equity firm offer $1 billion on a $5 billion evaluation for the Big 12 based on their media rights, that lets me know I'm not that wrong, does it? Because this particular corporation, investment group, private equity group, thinks, hey, there's a lot of value there in the Big 12. A lot of potential. We can make a lot of money. Yeah, let's break them off $1 billion. And you know what? Maybe we can double or triple our money later. That's what they're thinking. And then this dipshit, God, does he look and sound like some arrogant prick? Doesn't he look like all the a-holes on Twitter that you imagine in your head, just doing this, typing something? That's what I picture. That guy. And he's supposed to be some kind of recruiting guru. Well, if you're full of shit on that, why would I believe anything that comes out of your face about recruiting? Well, he's an expert. He's an expert asshole. That's all I know. Look, forget the asshole, okay? Drake Toll sucks. I'm sorry. The dude sucks. He had an opportunity for an outstanding interview. And I'm not saying he needs to kill the guy like I would. I'm not saying you need to cuss him out. I'm not saying any of that. Ask some questions. Provide an area to have a discussion about this. He apparently believes that the Big 12 is actually worthless with these schools because he doesn't understand how media rights work. He doesn't understand that ESPN and Fox, they need more content than just the Big 10 and just the SEC. And they would like content that, yes, maybe a little cheaper, but also gets good ratings. Doesn't get Ohio State or Michigan ratings, but it does get good ratings. There's not a whole lot going on TV or streaming that can get 1 million views. Not as many as you may think, but live sports always delivers. Live sports is incredibly valuable. This dumbass doesn't know that. Drake Toll should know this stuff. So why just lead him on all? And it's basically setting him up so he can punt kick the Big 12 in the balls all the time for the whole damn video. Now, I didn't watch the whole video. Not much past this because I'd seen enough. I don't need another section where Drake Toll's trying to sell me some shit. I'm like, okay, you want to sell me something? What am I buying? Why don't you give me a video to watch? It doesn't make me want to pull my freaking hair out because you suck. That's it. He didn't even have to put the guy in his place. Just ask a couple of logical questions. Well, why would they dissolve when they just got a media contract? That's it. You don't have to be snippy about it. A little basic journalism, just a little bit from a college graduate on Locked On Big 12. That's all I'm asking for. Can't get it. So what's the point of watching Drake Toll on Locked On Big 12? There isn't one. There isn't one. He's not entertaining enough to put up with horse shit, is what I'm saying. And it sucks that I gotta say it. It sucks that I gotta put it out there like that. But Mr. Toll ain't doing a job worth of shit. It's the way it is. And I'm too old to give a shit. I'm such a micro channel. Why do I care about being nice? I'm just going to call this shit out when I see shit. That was shit. Brought to you by Locked On Big 12. Brought to you by Drake Toll, who's apparently just going to put on a guest and let him ramble through and sell you some advertising bullshit, whatever he's trying to sell, and then that's it. And then cash his check and go home and whack off to the next Sports Illustrated magazine that comes out. I'm just done with dumbassery. I'd rather watch the Monty Show at this point than that shit. I mean, how the mighty have fallen. He's not even mighty. It's just, I thought he was good. He ain't. That's bottom line. Sucks, but oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap. Just wanted to get that off my chest. I'll be back with some other crap some other time. Bye.